of Team USA. Stadio Olimpico in Rome, Italy. 60 years ago this month it hosted the 1960 Olympic Games, and today the Diamond League is here. No crowd in attendance due to COVID-19 protocols, but there's a good slate of events on today's schedule with 2020 Olympian Alicia Montano and Otto Bolden, fellow Olympian. I'm Paul Schwangar. Welcome you into our continuing coverage of the Diamond League in this so very different year of 2020.
Varholm in the 400 meters hurdle.
Going to definitely start this race here shortly, as we'll have a great race on the track at the 400-meter hurdles, in preparing for what could be another record chase for Norway's Karsten Warholm. As I bring in Otto Bolden, we prepare for this men's 400-meter hurdles. Karsten Warholm has been the story all season long, and he comes to Rome, again, seeing just how fast he can run. There's a look at him there.
And he is having quite the season. These races were all earlier this year. First in Stockholm, the second fastest time ever run, despite hitting hurdle 10, 46.87. Within a tenth, there's the smack of hurdle 10. Despite that, within a tenth of the world record. And then in Ostrava, 47.62, the fourth fastest time of the year. Look at the gap between him and everybody else. That's dominance. And you'll see here, he was stutter stepping really badly over that last hurdle. This is in Berlin, the second fastest time of the year, 47.08. And he has just been crushing fields and, quite frankly, crushing the record books. He has four of the fastest times, the four fastest times of 2020.
Yeah, it's remarkable, Otto. I mean, he's now top 5 times of the top 12 in history. He has 5 of those times, and he's more than 2 seconds faster than any other athlete in the discipline so far this year. But I guess the big question comes, like, where does he find that extra tenth he needs to finally break the record?
Well, the weather has certainly cooperated today in Rome. The high today was 92, so very warm. I think if he has a flawless race, and that is, don't hit any of these 10 barriers, and certainly he can't have any of those stutter steps, I think we may be in for a very fast performance this evening here in Rome.
And Otto, we also see him moving a little bit to the inside of where we've seen him in some of these previous races. Maybe some strategy involved there?
Yeah, I believe coaches call this tinkering. So we saw earlier in the year where he would start in the outside lane, and then he moved to one from the outside, and today we'll see him with 2 young men to his outside, maybe thinking that if he's a little bit more aggressive in the early going in the first half of this race, that maybe the outcome will be a world record in this event.
Well, what a way to start our evening in Rome with this men's 400-meter hurdles. Again, no crowd in attendance, so very different conditions. And yet, Otto, all season long in these environments, we've seen these athletes do tremendous things.
Look, if you're ready in the way that Karsten Warholm has been this year, yeah, the crowd will help, but it's not the only thing you need to break a world record or run very fast.
Look at the field now. David Canzera, the lone American in the field, University of Illinois grad. This is his 11th race since coming to Europe.
In lane 8, second from the outside, is Marcio Teles from Brazil, the Ibero-American Championship winner back in 2018.
And now the Viking, Karsten Warholm, already with a world best this year. He set a new mark in the 300-meter hurdles.
Come on up! Watch this! Come on!
And he's warning you, Paul, watch this. He's obviously ready. To his inside will be Ludwig Vaillant of France. He is 5th fastest this year at this distance. He's made the World Championship final twice.
Fellow Frenchman Wilfried Hapillot, the 21-year-old in lane 5, was the national champion this year at the meet held last weekend.
Rasmus Magi of Estonia, 7th fastest this year, the European Championships silver medalist 6 years ago.
Nick Schmidt of the Netherlands, now 3 consecutive national championship titles in this event.
In lane 2, Mario Lambrughi of Italy. Normally we'd hear a huge ovation for him from the Italian crowd.
And in lane 1 in this 9-lane oval, Konstantin Price of Germany has won the national title in his nation the last 2 years. But all eyes will be on lane 7. Karsten Warholm, again, the mark he is going after is Kevin Young's 46.78 run in Barcelona back in 1992.
It's the oldest mark still left on the track in the record books. And of course, people have been asking me, what is he missing? What is missing from his competition? And quite frankly, it's the urgency of having somebody he knows can beat him. But maybe the urgency here will be the fact that this is his last shot in 2020 at this record.
Men's 400-meter hurdles. And all eyes on Karsten Warholm out in lane 7, already to the first hurdle and showing strength as he's chasing Kenzera down the backstretch.
Well, I certainly like how his first 3 hurdles have gone. He has to keep the pedal flat here and have a really good first half. We know he can finish, and so far he looks very good with just about 250 gone of this oval.
He comes off the final turn and safely over another hurdle. 2 to go as he tries to chase down another fast time. Look at the distance between him and the rest of the field, cleanly over the last hurdle, and now it's him against the clock to the line, and just another one over 47 seconds, but another dominant performance by Karsten Warholm here in Rome.
Paul, he is living where nobody else has ever found any consistency. That ties his 47.08 from Berlin. And he is now separating himself from everybody else in terms of consistency. He now has 6 of the 12 fastest performances ever in this event. And nobody else shows up even twice in that top 12. So he'll miss the world record. But if you're a fan of this event, you have to be very excited when Rai Benjamin of the United States and Abdurrahman Samba and the others come back to face this guy, Mr. 47 low and below, Karsten Warholm in 2021.
Well, he takes down Samba's meet record that was set here 2 years ago. 47.48 was the previous mark. But as we go back and look at this, I mean, he is celebrating, and this was as clean a race as we've seen all season.
Yeah, he got a little long in between, but look, this is improv. When you are running the 400-meter hurdles, things are going to happen to your stride pattern. Sometimes you have to chop down. Sometimes you have to reach a little bit. I thought this was a very clean race. 47.08 is faster than just about everybody else's personal best. Faster than just about everybody else's personal best in history. A phenomenal performance by the young Norwegian. And as Kevin Young has said, it's not a question of if this world record is going to go, it's when.
Well, potentially a decision point for Warholm. This is what he has said his last Diamond League stop. There is a national championship this coming weekend. Do you go back onto the track and take another shot at it?
I think he's exhausted his opportunities this year. I can't see him running at the Norwegian Championships this year and we get word, oh my gosh, the world record's gone. I think this is it, but it's been a phenomenal year.
He has entertained us all summer long. Another phenomenal effort for the Viking here in Rome.
Get help detecting hazards in the dark with available night vision in the Cadillac XT6.
The Dove Men Plus Care 3-in-1 bar is unique. It can be used on the hands, body, and face. It cleanses and moisturizes with 1/4 moisturizing cream, leaving your skin feeling comfortable and smooth. Dove Men Plus Care 3-in-1.
Look, Limu! Someone out there needs help customizing their car insurance with Liberty Mutual, so they only pay for what they need. False alarm. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Local businesses are the heart and soul of our communities. They give thanks. They make a difference. They go the extra mile. They've always been there for us. It's time for us to return the favor, because where you shop matters. Visa, everywhere you want to be.
If you want to witness a new era in New England, if you want to see Seattle's best make it rain,
Come on!
see you Sunday night. Patriots, Seahawks on NBC.
So many precautions taken in Rome to give the athletes a safe and healthy environment to compete. The 72,000 plus stadium is devoid of fans, and obviously testing protocols in place, making sure that all the athletes are cleared to compete. An athlete that had a false positive COVID test earlier in the year got a chance to actually run a couple of days ago, and that's the world record holder and reigning Olympic champion of the 400 meters, Wade Van Niekerk.
And Paul, he commented on social media that he had forgotten how to compete, and that's what led to him being so far behind early in this race. But he would eventually recover to win in 45:58, a long way off from the 43:03 world record, but it has been quite a last couple years for Wade Van Niekerk, who won the world title in 2015 and 2017, was the Olympic champion in 2016 when he broke the world record, but then during a celebrity rugby match, tore his ACL and meniscus and has not raced internationally up until this week.
Earlier in the week, he was listed on the start list for this 400 meters in Rome, but is not in the field. Rabah Youssef of Great Britain is out in lane 9. He was 6th in the World Championships in Beijing in 2015.
Karam of Kuwait will be in lane 8, the Asian champion last year, the Asian Indoor Championship silver medalist indoors in 2018.
Luka Janicic is the 2017 European U23 champion, now 24 years of age.
Scotty of Italy will be in lane 6, just 20 years old, so getting a chance to compete at home.
From Poland in lane 5, Karol Zalewski, 27-year-old now, was part of the World Indoor Championship 4x400 meter team in Birmingham in 2018.
Assetti of Italy will be in lane 4. He was on the World Championship final relay with Italy.
Newly minted national champion of the Netherlands, Joachim Dauber, is in lane number 3.
The youngest in the field, Lukembe of Zambia, the All-Africa Under-18 Games winner 2 years ago.
And in lane 1, that's Wesley Vasquez, which we normally see him at the 800-meter distance. In fact, this is his second 400 meters that's listed in his lifetime database. Ran 46.72 in an earlier race here in September.
So this race was diminished a little bit when the world record holder Wade Van Niekerk of South Africa elected not to run, and also when the American Kamari Montgomery, formerly of the University of Houston, also withdrew from the start list. So we get a chance to see what figures to be a very competitive race, although I suspect that it will not be particularly fast.
Well, Otto, that's been another storyline throughout this year, is there are a lot of high-profile athletes that have just basically taken the outdoor season off, so it's afforded a lot of opportunity for some of these athletes who maybe wouldn't have been able to get a lane in a Diamond League to have an opportunity to compete, and that, I would think, serves them well going into trying to make an Olympic team next year.
It certainly does. One of the first rules on Broadway for stars is not to let the understudy get on, right? Perform no matter what. Some of these understudies are going to get some confidence from this year, perhaps, and it will serve them well in 2021.
Fastest lifetime best in the field is Youssef of Great Britain, 44.54.
And the fastest time this year is 44.91 by the American youngster Robinson.
Men's 400 meters from Rome. And Youssef already with maybe a step on Karam of Kuwait, but Karam now closing the gap as they make their way down the backstretch.
No real moves being made just yet until you look out here on the outside. That's Karam of Kuwait. So he's done really well through 300, but does he have enough to hold for the last 100?
In the middle of the track, that's Zaleski of Poland. Karam, and then between them, Scotty, the Italian, trying to win at home. And does he have a stride at the end? And indeed he does. He catches him. And I would say,
nice
Otto, the crowd goes wild. But that's a good close for him. And
That's
a new
an
lifetime best.
Oh, wow. That's an excellent close there, Paul. So you run it home, you get a personal best on a track which he's probably been running on for quite some time. We promised you a competitive race, but maybe not particularly fast. Well, we got both. Karam gets a season's best in 45.25, and he had to run very bravely from the outside, taking the lead at 300. But Scotty had such a phenomenal close that he was able to catch and pass Karam. Look at how many seasons and personal bests in this race, including Dauber, who would finish in 4th, also with a personal best. But Scotty is understandably thrilled at his personal best lap of this oval. On the outside, you see Karam of Kuwait. He has the lead, but he's going to start to tie up, his head going from side to side. Look at where Scotty comes from. 4th to 3rd to 2nd, and gets the lead in the last meter, and then a good lean, Paul, secures the win and his personal best.
Well, as you said, give these understudies a chance to play on a big stage, and they all performed very well. No one better than the hometown winner, Scotty of Italy.
Priceline. Every trip is a big deal.
Okay, Limu, you said it. Then as I spike it, I'll tell them how Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance, so they only pay for what they need. Got it? Did you get that? Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. It took a double overtime, but the New York Islanders' Cup final dream is still alive. Can they push the Tampa Bay Lightning to a Game 7? There's nothing like playoff hockey tonight on NBCSN.
I'm Doug Hirsch.
Find your 1 in 4 million. Now featuring virtual appointments and home delivery. Let's bring your match home. We met on Cars.com.
For just $3.49, the new Carl's Jr. A1 Double Cheeseburger will tempt you with A1 sauce. Try the new A1 Double Cheeseburger for just $3.49 at Carl's Jr. Feed your happiness.
There's option 1. And then there's option 2. Option 1. Option 2. 1, 2. In life, you can do things their way. Or you can do things your way. This is option 2. Lease a 2020 BMW 228i X-Drive Grand Coupe for $359 per month.
Back in Rome, a look at those final results in the men's 400 meters, won by Scotty of Italy in a new lifetime best of 45:21. Action on the track at a pause, so let's check in on the action in the field. Women's high jump competition. Yulia Levchenko of Ukraine, 22-year-old, the World Championship silver medalist in London over the bar at 6 feet 6 inches. This was jumping moments ago. Look at her again. It's been really the two Ukrainians dominating the competition in these Diamond League stops. Levchenko, the 22-year-old, and the youngster Yaroslava Mahuchik, who won silver in Doha. This, her third attempt to match Levchenko. And just nails that one on the way down. So Mahuchik, 3 failures at 6'6", and would bow out of the competition, but would wind up in second. Levchenko here now at 6'7". And an effort over the 2-meter mark, unsuccessful, but Levchenko outlasts teammate Mahuchik, taking the victory here in Rome in the women's high jump. The headline event tonight is because of this man, Mondo Duplantis, world record holder in the pole vault. Early vaulting at 19.2 1/4. And yeah, there's just a little bit of space between him and the bar. He has been going after Sergei Bubka's best ever vault outdoors. Bubka also holds the stadium and meet record here in Rome. And so we'll follow Duplantis as that bar goes ever higher. As we now transition, bring in Alicia Montano for the call of the men's 3,000 meters. Good Australian contingent here, Stuart McSwain among them. We'll talk about him more in a moment, but a lot of people looking forward to this battle between Jakob and Jacob. And Jakob Ingebrigtsen is the 19-year-old. He turns 20 on Saturday. He has been very strong all season long, but there's a look at McSwain, the Australian. He's trying to go after Craig Montram's national record in this event, and Alicia Kiplimo, with a big victory a couple of days ago, goes up against Ingebrigtsen.
Yes, Kiplimo got an opportunity to run Ostrava, his first race of 2020, where he ran his personal record for over 25 seconds to overtake the race favorite, Baraga. So this is going to be a very interesting race with Ingebrigtsen, the young Norwegian athlete who had an opportunity to power down that home stretch in Monaco to dethrone Mo Farah for that 1,500-meter European record. So we're going to have a great opportunity to see finishing, closing speed. Should these athletes be anywhere near each other, and not to be discounted is, of course, McSwain of Australia, who has the best personal time in this event.
That Australian national record is 7:32.19. McSwain talking at the press conference yesterday, saying that his fitness is really strong, coming off a good performance in Zagreb at 1,500 meters, running 3:32.17. So like Ingebrigtsen, Alicia, you know, these 1,500-meter guys kind of moving up in distance, feeling like this is a good distance. It's not the 5, and in fact, had the Diamond League schedule been as it was to be in 2020, this was going to be the longest distance contested in the Diamond League, as they were going to go to the 3,000-meter distance.
Yeah, you have to think, you know, for these 1,500-meter runners and these 5,000-meter runners, it's not quite in the middle. But it's it's the closest space that we can see where these two distances, these athletes from these two distances can actually match up and see what they can do. Really adding that last mile from it being around a 2-mile race to around a 3-mile race really does make all the difference from what we're going to see these athletes be able to do when it comes down to that final 800 meters where they really are turning on the burners. This beginning time right now is all about being able to pace themselves. It's about being able to draft and work off of each other. A lot of it also is tactical. They're playing a game of chess right now. Everybody is kind of feeling out where each other are, where they have been. They've had an opportunity to watch each other in previous races. Everybody that has actually been here before, been out on the track this year, I should say, they're kind of showed a little bit of what pieces that they have. But this distance in particular, this 3,000 meter race that we're watching here tonight, we've only got 2 runners in this race that actually has a season best, which means this is going to be a race where anybody has an opportunity to really show what they've been doing all year long.
And Alicia, it's a healthy pace so far. They came through 800 meters just a shade under that 2-minute mark. Tobin of Ireland doing the job up front. McSwain right behind him, followed by Kiplimo. Then Ramsden, fellow Australian, teammate of McSwain. And then the youngster, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, sitting back there in effectively 5th position as they come up to the first kilometer in 2:29:55.
In that 3rd position, we see Kiplimo, who is a master of patience. He runs so effortlessly. If you see him right now, the way that he's carrying his arms, the way that his legs are moving in metronome, I mean, that is his classic style. So if he, again, is anywhere near the front, when we're rolling into that final 800 meters, he's really going to be difficult to beat. I really think that Jakob Ingebrigtsen needs to make his way. Oh, sorry, there he is right there. Jakob Ingebrigtsen in that 4th position. He needs to make sure that he keeps his eye on Kiplimo, because ultimately, if he doesn't allow himself an opportunity to be anywhere near him, he's going to lose this race.
Yeah, a little separation now from Tobin and the rest of the field. Crippa of Italy now moves ahead of Ramsden. Back to the field for a moment. Mondo Duplantis puts the pole in the box, but does not execute an attempt there at 19.2 1/4, 5 meters 85. Trying to get in a rhythm again, absent a crowd in the stands. It's been an unusual thing. Elisa, you haven't competed this year, but to think about what these folks are going through, both on and off the track, being absent crowds in these massive stadiums, got to be a challenge just to get motivated and stay focused, because you feed off that energy.
Definitely. I think, one of the things that you need to do in practice in general is you need to be prepared for all situations. And I really do think 2020 has been the year for these athletes that have chosen to compete that has added another notch of mental toughness to their game for 2021. So honestly, if you were able to have an opportunity to compete and you're able to get yourself up for these meets with nobody in the stands, I really think that these athletes have, again, added another amazing tool to their toolbox for next year.
Well,
in that
the 3
first
favorites
place position.
Sorry to interrupt there, as Mondo Duplantis is coming down for an attempt at 19.2 1/4. Been a long season for him. Started pole vaulting in the backyards when we were in that full quarantine, and coming off those world records, twice breaking it indoors this year. He had definitely been looking forward to what the season could have held if the Olympics had occurred as planned. Meantime, on the track, a very fast 2 kilometers complete, and our top 3 all in the mix. That's McSwain in front, Kiplimo, and Ingebrigtsen.
Now, Stuart McSwain is looking for an opportunity to run his very best race that he possibly can this year. He has the best time, again, in this field by far. He's run 7:34 over the 3,000 meter distance, and he's looking for an opportunity to put himself in the same conversation with Ingebrigtsen and with Kiplimo. And he's doing that, as you can see right now. He's not allowing for them to dictate the pace. And in these races, again, with it being so tactical, you have to be the one that's playing the mental game in a way that you can break down your competitors.
Well, all three men within striking distance of their respective national records. We talked about Motram's 7:32.19 for Australia, the Norwegian national record 7:36.85, and the Ugandan national record 7:30.95. As the youngster Ingebrigtsen now moves to the lead, and as he was against Barega a few days ago, Kiplimo is lurking in second.
We talked about this. If these two athletes in particular, we talked about Kiplimo and Ingebrigtsen, if they are anywhere near each other, we're going to see a very fast final lap, especially because we've had an opportunity to see them race already this year. We know they're primed, and Kiplimo has had over a week to rest, but he knows what he can do closer to this distance.
Well, all three men with a chance to take down their respective national records, but perhaps the biggest challenge for them is to try to reach the finish line first. It's Crippa of Italy chasing there in fourth, but off the final turn, less than 100 meters to go. Ingebrigtsen and Kiplimo. Kiplimo now moves to the outside in lane 2, pulling him in with each stride and gets ahead, and for the second time in back-to-back races comes from behind, and look at that time, 7:26.64. A new lifetime best, a new Diamond League record, and a new national record as Kiplimo, Ingebrigtsen, and McSwain all set national records here in Rome.
What an incredible finish. We saw the confidence from Jakob Ingebrigtsen in just being able to tap through into that final lap and push that pace, ultimately allowing them to run such an incredible time of 7:26. Again, before this, the fastest time in this field was 7:34, so you have to see 10 seconds bringing that time down for us to watch this incredible finish. And Ingebrigtsen showed us that he actually is one of these athletes that we can see next year that could potentially run the 15 and the 5. Again, right here we see Jakob Ingebrigtsen powering home, but Kiplimo, patience is his virtue. He sat right behind him and just tap, tap, tap until he saw him break down, and ultimately tugged away at that final couple of strides to take over Ingebrigtsen for that win.
Well, Ingebrigtsen came in with a seemingly pedestrian lifetime best of just over 8 minutes. He'd run 7:51.20 indoors, but we all knew he was capable of something fast, and in benefiting from the work that McSwain of Australia did at the front end of this race, benefits as all three of these men, including Crippa, who finished well back in fourth, all set new lifetime bests and new national records as the Olympic Stadium comes to life with record-setting performances in the men's 3,000.
Selling your house is hard. From prep to open houses to hoping for offers. But what if you could sell your house in just a few days with no hassle? Now you can with Simple Sale from HomeLight. Just answer a few quick questions about your house. We'll collect offers from our network of cash buyers and introduce you to the highest bidder. Now, Selling is simple. To see your simple sale price, go to homelight.com/simple today.
Local businesses are the heart and soul of our communities. They give thanks. They make a difference. They go the extra mile. They've always been there for us. It's time for us to return the favor, because where you shop matters. Visa, everywhere you want to be.
I had prepared for 3.5 years.
My back was just absolutely tired.
It was a little scary, to be honest with you.
I shouldn't be afraid of that because I'm ready to do it.
And that's what we did.
Keep those dreams alive.
Because that's the way that my personality is.
That dream belongs to every kid on this planet. The Olympics is magical.
My great Olympic moments. That's perfect. Only on Olympic Channel.
Well, if you missed the top of the show, Karsten Warholm came to Rome and took down a meet record with an all-time top 10 best performance in the men's 400 meters.
So, meeting record for you here today. What was your feeling when you crossed the finishing line?
You know, for this year, I'm getting a lot of meet records, so that feels awesome, of course. And, you know, my average time this year is really good. The only bad race I had was in Ostrava, but everybody, all the other races have been 47.10 or lower, so I'm really satisfied with, you know, being on that level.
But also it's historic, like if we talk about the 5 fastest races for a hurdler, a male hurdler. So how do you feel about that?
You know, of course, it feels good, and you know, I'm really satisfied to be the place that I am, and I feel like we got a lot of good things out of this season, actually. So.
Sorry about the audio drop there, but you got the idea. He's very satisfied with what he's gotten out of this season, and what a year he's had under these circumstances.
Yeah, the world lead, all the meeting records, 4 of the top 10 fastest times in history in a year where he's had no competition and everyone else is at home just watching him set these records.
Yeah, 2 seconds faster than any other athlete in the competition. As we get prepared to step aside here at Rome, we're going to give you continuing coverage of the men's pole vault competition. Stay with us.
Lower calories, higher expectations. The light beer you've been waiting for has arrived.
What does Domino's know about tacos and burgers? As delivery experts, we know they shouldn't be delivered like this.
Thanks for the soggy taco spread across the bottom of my delivery bag.
The burger was wilted.
We hate to see anything delivered poorly.
We wanted to give you a burger that is designed to be delivered.
A taco that was made to deliver right.
A taco from Domino's?
What?
Oh my.
The new Domino's cheeseburger pizza.
This is our new chicken taco pizza.
Now the best way to get a taco or burger delivered is to get a Domino's pizza.
That is not a soggy taco.
This is a Tempur-Pedic mattress, and its mission is to give you truly transformative sleep. So no more tossing and turning or trouble falling asleep, because only Tempur-Pedic uses proprietary Tempur material that continuously adapts and responds to your body to relieve pressure, so you get deep, uninterrupted sleep all night, every night. Take advantage of our best offer of the year and experience your best sleep of the summer. All Tempur-Pedic mattresses are on sale with savings up to $500. Learn more at TempurPedic.com.
knows where it comes from. Why some have it and some don't. It's the fighting spirit. It consumes fear and weakness. It stands ready to fight whatever shape the battle takes. Because as long as there are battles, there will always be Marines.
Gene, did you know Geico is now offering an extra 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies?
That's great.
That's 15% on top of what Geico could already save you. So what are you waiting for? John Stamos to knit you a scarf?
I'll finish, Gene. Enjoy.
Thank you.
I give.
Stitch work is impeccable.
That's just a double fleck pattern with a reverse garter stitch. No big deal.
Is your hair this soft?
Softer.
Geico. Save an extra 15% when you switch by October 7th.
Lower carbs. Lower calories. Higher expectations. The light beer you've been waiting for has arrived.
Back in Rome, Ben Broders of the Netherlands, a second miss there, just having cleared the previous height for a new national record. Now, Mondo Duplantis at the same height. And the world record holder with a successful clearance on his second attempt after his first miss of the competition. So he's the first one over the bar here, the prohibitive favorite. The former world record holder, Renaud Lavillenie, bowed out of the competition earlier on in the evening. So pressure now on Broders and Obena, who both have third attempts upcoming here in the men's pole vault competition. We transition back to the track for the next event on the track, women's 100-meter hurdles. Mette Gravesgaard of Denmark, 4 times the national champion in 1.
The University of Arkansas's Peyton Chadwick will be in 2.
Cindy O'Feely of Great Britain ran at the University of Michigan in 3.
The Finnish national record holder Anne-Marie Court in lane 4.
Luminoso Bogliolio of Italy will run in lane 5, World University Games winner last year.
Nadine Visser of the Netherlands will be in lane 5.
Visser with the fastest time in the world this year at 12:68. Next to her in lane 7, Serena Samba Mayela of France, just 19 years of age.
In lane 8, Di Lazzaro of Italy, the national indoor champion at 60-meter hurdles indoors of Italy in 2017.
And we talked about Chadwick, the American in lane 2, the second American in the field out in lane 9, Talia Brooks from the University of Arkansas.
So it's not that many Diamond League races, Paul, that we get 2 University of Arkansas athletes, but here we are with Peyton Chadwick in 2 and Brooks in lane 9. Visser, as you said, the world leader this year at 12.68. She has quite a significant lead over just about everybody else in this field. Samba Mayela is 4th at 12.73.
So women's 100-meter hurdles, the world leader Visser in lane number 6. Good start for O'Feely in lane 3, but now beginning to pull away is Visser, and will get over the final hurdle and to the line as she will hold off Bogliolo of Italy. 12.72, just a shade off of her season's best, but you know, building confidence here, Otto, with another win, this time in Rome.
Yeah, and she ran like somebody who has been there and done that. She was in the World Championship final in Doha last year. She also made the World Championship final in this event in London 2017. With the exception of Cindy O'Feely in lane 3, this is not a field that had a lot of young women with tons of experience in high-pressure races. Visser ran like the world leader and like somebody who's been in the last 2 World Championship finals. And she's not too far off of her season's best of 12:68. Visser is fourth from the left. As you said, Ofili, who was just off the podium at the Olympics in 2016, got a good start, but from then it was all Visser, and you see the gap between her and second place as she crossed the line. So a good performance once again from Visser. She's been performing well all year long.
Quickly now, a look back to the pole vault competition as they moved the bar up to 19.8 1/4. Duplantis, the only one left in the competition, so he gets over that 6-meter mark, which gives him the meet record overtaking Bubka, and now, more than likely, he will go after Bubka's outdoor world best as he's been putting the bar up to 20 feet 2 inches. We'll await that and be back with more competition here from the Olympic Stadium in Rome in just a minute.
Ta-da! Did you know Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need?
Given my unique lifestyle, that'd be perfect. Let me grab a pen and some paper. You know what? I'm gonna switch now. Just need my desk, my chair, and my phone. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Try Drive Up at Target. Contactless delivery right to your car, designed for your day. Your moves. Your style. Your taste. So quick and easy. Just download the Target app today.
Ever wonder why someone would go to the ends of the earth and leap into the unknown? Maybe a better question is, what are you waiting for? Pacifico is brewed for those who follow their own path. That's living life acres up.
If you want to witness a new era in New England, if you want to see Seattle's best make it rain,
Come on!
see you Sunday night. Patriots, Seahawks on NBC.
I'm Doug Hirsch. Hi, this is my friend Jane from Frontier, and this is how she fixed the fixer-upper. The McGee's just moved into a house they plan to DIY, but what in the heck did they buy? They called Frontier, soon Jane was here. Gave them lots of speed to stream how-tos and ditch those money pit blues. Now it's home sweet, high-speed home.
Moving to a new place? Switch to Frontier with 500 meg internet for $39.99 a month plus taxes and fees.
Your boss thinks you're the best. His rock star sales rep, heir to his throne. But if you can't upload that massive presentation in time for his big meeting because you have cable, just remember, you're not a bad employee.
Anybody got a joke?
You just need better internet. AT&T Fiber delivers a faster internet experience with 20 times faster upload speeds than cable. Switch to 1 gig internet for $89.98 a month per year when bundled with AT&T TV. Limited availability in select areas. Call 1-877 only ATT.
Welcome back to Rome, the historic Colosseum, as we take you back to Stadio Olimpico for the continuation of this Diamond League event in 2020, transitioning to the men's 110-meter high hurdles. And a look at the headliners. Got a former world indoor champion in Pazzi and two guys that matched up just a few days ago, the American Crittenden and the Frenchman Voloshin.
We flash you back to earlier this week, Tuesday, in fact, when Crittenden and Willem Voloshin of France went head-to-head in Zagreb. You see the early lead in the middle by Voloshin, and he would withstand the challenge of Crittenden over hurdle 10 and get to the line in first, the winning time just over 13.3.
We get a look at the field here in the 110-meter hurdles. That was Dalmolin of Italy in 1, and then Constantino of Brazil in lane 2.
Aaron Mallet, who will remember winning the U.S. indoor title this year in Albuquerque.
Speaking of strong indoor performers, Andrew Pazzi was that world indoor champion back in 2018.
The aforementioned Willem Voloshin of France will start in lane 5. He was the European Championships bronze medalist back in 2016, a former World Junior champion as well.
And Voloshin must be having flashback deja vu problems because he looks to his right, and there is Freddie Crittenden for the second consecutive race. Same assignments as we saw back in that Zagreb race.
Perini of Italy will be in lane 7, the European Under-20 Championships silver medalist back in 2013.
The African champion in the Olympic year of 2016 was this man, Antonio Alcana of South Africa.
And Kuwaiti's Al Yuha will be in lane 9. Twice he's been the Asian Championship silver medalist. In fact, he's won medals, those silver medals, in the last 2 Asian Championships in 2019 and in 2017. But here's where the race figures to be. The 2 fast starters, Mallet and Voloshin. And Potsy, of course, as a world indoor champion, known for his great starts as well. Voloshin is 3rd fastest this year. Potsy is the 2nd fastest in the world at 13.14. That equaled his personal best that was back in Monaco.
So 9 lanes on the track, 9 athletes in the field here in Rome, men's 110-meter high hurdles. Underway cleanly. Good start by Crittenden, and Andrew Potsy now with a slight advantage there in the middle of the track. Has the lead. Can he hold on to it? Aaron Mallet moving up on the inside, but he's not going to have enough real estate to catch him as Potsy comes away with a good win. 13:15 will be the official time, just rounded down from that unofficial 13:16. So a good win for Potsy, who sustains that normally hot start and wins here on a hot night in Rome.
Yeah, and Potsy has to be very happy with his season. He's now equaled his personal best once with 13:14. His personal best was from 2017, and now he's come very close to equaling it again. That's significant as we look at Potsy, who had a nice surge between 3 and 4 right here. You see him get himself to the front after just an average start, and then once he got that lead, he held it. For somebody who has always been good indoors but has struggled to find that kind of form outdoors, this will do a lot for his confidence as he heads to what we hope to be the Olympic year in 2021, because it means that he has been working on the final 5 hurdles, and that work that he has been doing is paying big dividends. So Potsy gets the win in a near personal best time, and his consistent 2020 season continues.
So we're back to the inside of the track to witness the first attempt at history, doing a little crossing guard work there as the shot put is happening adjacent to the pole vault runway, as the bar has now been moved to 20 feet 2 inches. This is below the height he cleared indoors to be the new world record holder, but this would be the highest vault ever outdoors. First attempt for Duplantis. And we were waiting to see if that would come down, and so was he. He thought, oh, I was so close. Look back on it straight away. Bright-eyed, but look at the energy he puts into the bar, and he had it. He had it on that one.
Lots of hip height
from up above. Oh, no question. Hits it on the chest on the way down. Good news. 2 more attempts. We'll see what happens when we return to the pole vaulting in Rome.
What if you drove an SUV that paid attention, even when you didn't? Like the Hyundai Kona, the first car in its class that monitors steering and lane position in order to alert tired or distracted drivers. Driver attention warning from Hyundai, the brand with more 2020 IIHS Top Safety Awards than Honda or Toyota.
Get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2020 Kona, now with complimentary maintenance. Only from Hyundai.
Feeling drained? So can your skin. Lather, rinse, refresh with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash that washes away germs and moisturizes skin to refresh you and your skin with every shower.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but thought it would be too difficult? Then try Babbel. Babbel starts by teaching you words and phrases that gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations. So in 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking a new language in a few weeks. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you everyday practical conversations that you will actually use. Babbel, language for life. Try it free at babbel.com.
Ever wonder why someone would go to the ends of the earth and leap into the unknown? Maybe a better question is, what are you waiting for? Pacifico is brewed for those who follow their own path. That's living life acres up.
Hey, it's me, your fridge. Aren't you forgetting something?
Like what?
Like changing your fridge filter, man.
Whoops.
It's not that hard. You don't even have to remember which filter I need. Just go to filtersfast.com. Their fast filter finder finds the right fridge filters, air filters, plus air purifiers for a fraction of big box store prices with their Filters Fast brand filters, plus doorstep delivery and free shipping. Do this for me, man. Go to filtersfast.com and see how much you can save.
Monday, experience Raw like never before. An immersive battleground featuring fans from around the world coming together live in the WWE Thunderdome. Experience a whole new Raw, Mondays at 8 on USA.
No place demands more than the U.S. Open. The best in history, risking everything. What happens next is true joy. Welcome to the 120th U.S. Open.
Before we get to the women's 800 meters, an update on the event's two-time reigning Olympic champion, Caster Semenya of South Africa. More than 2 years ago, World Athletics, then known as the IAAF, announced new eligibility rules that require female athletes with a difference of sexual development and XY chromosomes to lower their natural testosterone levels via medication or surgery in order to be eligible to compete in certain women's events at international competitions. Semenya has faced questions related to her gender and competitive fairness for the last decade, during which time she has been the most dominant athlete in the women's 800 meters. In May 2019, she lost an appeal before the Court of Arbitration for Sport, which conceded the rules were discriminatory, but ruled it was necessary for competitive fairness. She appealed that CAS decision to the Swiss Supreme Court, alleging discrimination and violation of her human dignity. Last week, the court dismissed the appeal, ending the long legal battle and leaving Semenya, among other athletes, ineligible to compete in women's middle distance races, including at the Tokyo Olympics in 2021, without lowering her testosterone levels. World Athletics welcomed the ruling, reiterating its position that the regulations, quote, represent a fair, necessary, and proportionate means of ensuring the rights of all female athletes to participate on fair and equal terms, and that it remains committed to applying the regulations carefully and sensitively. After the appeal was dismissed, Semenya said, quote, I will continue to fight for the human rights of female athletes, both on and off the track, until we can all run free the way we were born. I know what is right and will do all I can to protect basic human rights for young girls everywhere. Alicia, you competed against Caster for several years. What's your take on the news?
You know, Paul, I remember racing with Caster when she was being forced to take those hormone suppressors, and she was isolated. She was made an outcast, and I just remember thinking, what have we become? You know, she expressed to me after a race how much she does not feel like herself. And in that moment, she was just so completely human to me. And I think we're forgetting that in this discussion. And I recognize what a nuanced issue this is, and there is no easy solution, but she pursued a dream just like any other athlete, and she has a natural condition that has been villainized by the World Athletics for over a decade. And in this same decade, we have had dopers who have unnaturally changed their chemical and hormonal makeup and have easily been accepted back into the sport and celebrated like nothing has ever happened. So to me, this deserves a longer discussion about the way we define gender in sport.
Thanks, Alicia. You know, Semenya says she will not alter her hormone levels to comply with the rule, and she has begun training and competing in the 200 meters, a non-restricted event for her, in hopes of making it to the Tokyo Games as a sprinter. We'll obviously follow that as the competition continues here in Rome at the 800-meter distance. As we look at a full field out on the outside, the pace setter is Sulath Saka, and next to her, Eleonora Vandi of Italy. But next to them, in lane 8, Alicia, Laura Muir here in this race at 800.
We've got Laura Muir. She's the 4-time world champion finalist in the 1,500 meters. She's going to be looking to come and hone in on her speed. And her training partner, Gemma Ricci, they have decided that they were going to actually quarantine together to really push each other this season. And of course, Hedda Henne, who had an opportunity to break the European record in the 800 earlier this year.
Look at the rest of the field. Laura Hoffman of Switzerland was just introduced, and there's the American Kayla Edwards. Ran at Oklahoma State University. Noelle Yarago, who also does a lot of pace setting at 800 meters, is going to run the full race here in lane 3. Alexandra Bell of Great Britain. And then Elena Bello of Italy, and Christine Herring of Germany. Herring, the 6-time national champion. She won earlier at the national championship meet in Germany earlier this summer. So women's 800 meters. You mentioned Hedda Henne, who now has the fastest time in the world this year, 1:58.10, as these women toe the line at 800 meters. But Alicia, looking at the stats, you know, only 7 women have broken 2 minutes so far in 2020. 3 of those happening just a couple of days ago. Last year, for comparison, 26 women. It's a very different year for this event.
Yeah, this is going to be, you know, a race where women need to kind of race against each other in order to get those faster times. The more you race the 8, the more your time comes down. It is an event where you have to continue to program yourself to, you know, really have it be a race that it's just so second nature for you to just click off the times. As we see right now, you know, we've got the pace setter that is out here by herself. Generally, when we have a pace setter in this race, you kind of want to be a little bit closer to them. These athletes are still trying to build their confidence. This is a speed sort of threshold event. You want to be able to, speed endurance events, you want to be able to hold that speed for as long as possible. So if these athletes aren't confident in doing that, they're not going to go out with the pace setter so that they tank at the end.
59 point at the bell. No one really choosing to go with the pace setter. Kayla Edwards, the American, now leading the pack from behind, but everybody's in this race behind her. You see Ricci and the world leader Henne. They are now stride for stride looking for Laura Muir. She's in the middle of the pack now as everyone's jockeying for position, and elbows are coming out.
They basically ran this 800-meter race into the hands of a 1,500-meter runner. They completely decided that they were going to pace this, and anybody who has the endurance is going to be the person that's going to be in this race for this final 200 meters.
Now the training partners and roommates side by side. Ricci now to the lead. Muir trying to hold on, and Henne of Norway still in the mix. Less than 100 meters to go. Ricci, who finished back in the pack when Henne won just a couple of days ago, now comes back and is victorious here in Rome and gets under that 2-minute barrier, unofficially 1:59.77.
The way that 800-meter was run was a race that was one that we were not going to see a lot of times under 2 minutes. It was a really slow first lap. The pace setter only went out in 59 seconds, and Gemma Ricci ultimately closed that in 60 seconds, which is a pace that is not unheard of.
So we'll get back to the final results of that race in a moment, but now Mondo Duplantis takes center stage. A second attempt at 20 feet 2 inches. He's a new world best outdoors. Has already broken the world record earlier this year, doing it twice indoors. Second attempt. And that time he got it. Best ever indoors and now best ever outdoors. Mondo Duplantis. such great camaraderie, too, in this event group. Otto, I was going to just bring you in here. You know, not only is that a great celebration for the event, but, you know, we are in such good hands as a sport with these youngsters competing at this level. And we talk about Duplantis, just 20 years of age, and now he's broken two marks that had stood for so long with relative ease.
Think of how much we debated who would inherit the sport after Usain Bolt. None of us thought it would be a pole vaulter, and the way it looks right now, young Mondo Duplantis, who of course spent a lot of time, including at the university at LSU, but represents Sweden, the highest jump ever, outdoors and indoors. What a future he has ahead of him.
Bupa's clearance in Sestriere was back in 1994. He's got the mark. The big question is, will I go higher?
We love our new home. There's so much space.
We have a guest room now.
But we have ants.
You're slouching again, Ted.
Expired. Expired. Expired.
Thanks, Aunt Bonnie.
It's a lot of house. I hope you can keep it clean.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Which helps us save a lot of money.
Oh, Teddy, did you get my friend request?
I'll have to check.
Aunt Joni's here.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Target's same-day delivery. Contactless delivery right to your door, designed for your day, so you can work out, join in, and game on. Just download the Target app and try it today.
Feeling drained? So can your skin. Lather, rinse, refresh with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash that washes away germs and moisturizes skin to refresh you and your skin with every shower.
It took a double overtime, but the New York Islanders' Cup final dream is still alive. Can they push the Tampa Bay Lightning to a Game 7? There's nothing like playoff hockey tonight on NBCSN.
My favorite.
Find your 1 in 4 million. Now featuring virtual appointments and home delivery. Let's bring your match home. We met on Cars.com.
For just $3.49, the new Carl's Jr. A1 Double Cheeseburger will tempt you with A1 sauce. Try the new A1 Double Cheeseburger for just $3.49 at Carl's Jr. Feed your happiness.
Your boss thinks you're the best. His rock star sales rep, heir to his throne. But if you can't upload that massive presentation in time for his big meeting because you have cable, just remember, you're not a bad employee.
Anybody got a joke?
You just need better internet. AT&T Fiber delivers a faster internet experience with 20 times faster upload speeds than cable. Switch to 1 gig internet for $89.98 a month per year when bundled with AT&T TV. Limited availability in select areas. Call 1-877 only ATT.
You know, you've probably been reading that signed memorabilia is hot on the market right now, and here's a new addition to somebody's trophy case. The bib for Mondo Duplantis, who just set a new world outdoor best, 20 feet 2 inches, and he is elected to end his competition day at that point, but still celebrates. Also beats the meet record previously held by Sergei Bubka. Here's the women's 100 now as we get back to the track. Otto Bolden joining me, Anna Borgiorni of Italy in lane 1.
Imani Lantico of Great Britain, European champion with Great Britain in the 4x1.
Kayla White of the United States out of North Carolina A&T. They've had some great sprinters coming out of that school the last couple of years.
Aaliyah Hobbs of LSU, U.S. champion in 2018.
And here is the double Olympic champion from Rio, Elaine Thompson-Herah. Second fastest time in the world this year, 10:88, but this is her first international appearance.
Del Pont will be next to her, was riding a nice win streak up until very recently. She's from Switzerland.
Marie-José Talou of the Ivory Coast, silver medalist in London at 100 and 200 meters, but has been not near her lifetime best, half-second off so far this year.
And Antonique Strachan of the Bahamas will be in lane 8. She has ranged from 100 all the way up to 400.
And in lane 9, Maria van Hoedenstein of the Netherlands, the 25-year-old, gets a lane here. And, you know, we have only seen Elaine Thompson-Herah in sort of domestic meets, has run pretty well, comes to Europe. What's her goal at this meet?
Well, obviously, to win would be the first thing. But I think she wants to see how her leg is holding up. She has had a history of some Achilles problems. So the Jamaicans were the top 2 in the world in 2019. They've been the top 2 in the world in 2020. Elaine Thompson-Herah, second fastest, as you said, this year, behind Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, just as she was last year. Given what everybody else has been running this year, other than Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, unless Thompson-Herah has not traveled well, I expect her to dominate this field.
She is in lane 5 here in Rome. Solid start for her, as with Kayla White, who now fades as Thompson-Herah now extends her lead and is going to take the win here in Rome in dominating fashion. And sub-11 she goes, and that, if it holds as the legal time, will be the fastest time in the world this year.
Well, she has to be thrilled with that. She surpasses her former training partner, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, with a 10:85 officially now world lead. And that, Paul, will make the trip worthwhile because she's obviously at the end of her season. But when she's starting like this, there she is, 5th from the left. When she's starting like this, she's just about unbeatable. This looks a lot like her win in 2016 at the Olympics, but that Achilles has been hampering her first 30, and sometimes she hasn't been able to recover from really poor starts, particularly when you have the likes of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, her countrywoman, around her. But this was dominance, as we expected, from the reigning Olympic champion. Since those Olympic Games, though, Paul, remember, didn't medal at the World Championships in 2017, didn't medal at the World Championships in 2019. But if this Elaine Thompson shows up at the Olympics next year, she is going to be a contender and somebody everybody else is going to have to reckon with.
Well, she definitely wants to be in that position to defend her Olympic title from Rio, and this breeds some confidence going into the final stages of the season as we are closing in on the final few throws in the men's shot put competition. We'll step aside, but the action continues here in Rome.
Where are you?
Honey, did you hear about these new Geico savings?
Mom?
You'll get an extra 15% on top of what Geico could already save you.
Can I call you back, Mom?
Your father's been researching our genealogy. We're Vikings.
There's never been a better time to save with Geico. Switch by October 7th for an extra 15% on car and motorcycle insurance.
Hey, we lost the Wi-Fi password. Do you remember what that is?
At Domino's, we're delivery experts. So when it comes to carry-out, our team members had a few thoughts on how to make it even safer and more convenient.
Deliver it. Deliver it.
Delivering. Frisbee it.
So we went with what we do best. Delivery to your car. Introducing Domino's Carside Delivery.
Yep, works perfect.
We do the carrying out for you, contact-free, while you conveniently stay in your car.
Thank you.
Just pull up at the store, check in online, and we bring your food to you. Try Domino's Carside Delivery next time you carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each.
PNC Bank believes that if you can check on Henry when you're miles from home, then your bank should help you check on your account to see what's free to spend. Virtual Wallet is so much more than a checking account. Easily see what's free to spend and put money aside for your next big purchase, like a trainer for Henry.
Stop it. Carl, do you have those figures?
Yeah.
Henry, sit.
It's Carl.
Virtual Wallet for digital banking from PNC. It's time to get more from your bank.
is a Tempur-Pedic mattress, and its mission is to give you truly transformative sleep. So no more tossing and turning or trouble falling asleep, because only Tempur-Pedic uses proprietary Tempur material that continuously adapts and responds to your body to relieve pressure, so you get deep, uninterrupted sleep all night, every night. Take advantage of our best offer of the year and experience your best sleep of the summer. All Tempur-Pedic mattresses are on sale with savings up to $500. Learn more at TempurPedic.com.
It's not just the ships, the armor, or the aircraft. It's something more. It's the will to fight and determination to win, found inside each and every Marine that answers a nation's call. Battles won.
We welcome you back to Rome as we look at the highlight of Leonardo Fabri's final effort in the men's shot put. It is a foul. He had only one legal throw all evening, but it was good enough to give him third position. We're down to the final two throws of the competition, and it's good news for the American throwers here. Peyton Otterdahl is coming up, as here is now Fabry, on his sixth attempt, as that previous throw was Arnaudov of Portugal. And foot over the toe bar, so he is a foul on his final attempt, and again, good enough to finish in third position. So that'll bring up the two Americans. Peyton Otterdahl will be first into the ring. The younger throwers in the U.S. contingent, 24 years of age, North Dakota State, where he competed collegiately. He's called the runt of the brothers, but in the year where Ryan Krauser has kind of stolen the headlines, in fact, he's competing simultaneously at a meet in Belgrade. He'll be happy to see a pair of Americans 1 and 2 in the Diamond League stop. Sixth throw. And right at the 20-meter mark, and he fouls intentionally, so he will wind up in second. His best effort, 20 meters 85, which converts to 68 feet 5 inches. Well off his season's best. And so Nick Ponzio, out of the University of Southern California, apologies to my Bruin Otto Bolden. But we talk about it again, opportunity to compete. Yes, you may be the understudy even in the U.S., but a win is a win is a win, and he's going to win here today. And that one very close to 22 meters, which would be near his lifetime best. But you can see his disappointment as we look back at the replay. Hits the board and then has the momentum to go over, and knew he had a good throw. He just couldn't convert it in the ring. So that ends the shot put competition. Ponzio and Otterdahl 1 and 2 here in Rome. Let's go back to the track now. Men's 100 meters. Mahamadou Fall of France in lane 1, and here is Cissé of Ivory Coast in lane 2.
And next to him, Michael Rogers, who outleaned him for the win earlier this week. Michael Rogers, a best of 9.85, one of the fastest Americans ever. He'll be in lane 3.
One of the Italians in the field, Lamont Marcel Jacobs, 25 years of age. He is the reigning national champion.
In lane 5, Akane Simbine of South Africa. He had the world lead early, but he has since lost it to Michael Norman.
Here is Filippo Tortu in lane 6. The Italian was 7th in the World Championship final.
The Jamaican Julian Fort will be in lane 6. He's run well this year, 10:03.
And from Germany, Dennis Almas. He is also a national champion.
And rounding out the field in lane 9 from Barbados, Mario Burke, 23 years of age. His personal best under 10 at 9.98. He's only run 10.32 this year.
So, Otto, in this field, with 6 of the athletes with lifetime bests under 10, only Simbine has gone under 10 this season. That was back in April. Why has it been a challenge for the sprinters this year, maybe more so than other events?
Quite honestly, I think it's a lack of motivation. When you knew that the Olympics are not happening, I think everybody sort of geared down in their training. Not our friend from Norway, but everybody else. But I expect that this is going to look a lot like earlier this week when we saw Cisse and Rogers battle to the end. Simbine's capable. I just don't know if he's in that kind of shape still. It's late in the year for him.
Simbine in the middle of the track in lane 5. Rogers in 3. And keep an eye on the Italian Tortu in 6. And right away, Cisse with a good start, but in the middle of the track, here comes Simbine, and he is going to get to the line with the win as he overtakes Cisse. I think Tortu comes up for 3rd, and it will be a sub-10-second performance, currently 9.95 unofficially for Simbine. Good win for him.
So Simbine had started to have a little bit of a dip in form in 2020. Clearly, he went back home and sharpened back up. And poor Cisse, he's had 2 races this week. He's second from the right in the orange. He's had 2 races this week where he has had this kind of a lead and been run down at the end. Well, it didn't last till the end here because Simbine caught him early, and Rogers did not have a good run today after catching and passing Cisse early in the week. This was all Simbine in the middle of your screen. The South African who, as I said, had the world lead early, then had a little bit of a dip in form. He came back here in Rome and put this field away in the middle. He had 1 left to catch here, and Cisse did that and then strode to victory here in Rome.
Yeah, if Cisse could figure out to put a last 10 meters together, he would have been definitely in there for the win, but Simbine showed patience. Tortu, so clinical in his style next to him, too, the Italian. Tortu would wind up in 3rd, Cisse in 2nd, and Simbine of South Africa, your winner here in Rome.
Selling a home is hard, stressful, and can cost thousands, even in the best of times. But today, the best real estate agent matters more than ever. A HomeLight, MoveSafe certified agent sells homes faster for more money and is committed to keeping you and your family safe. From providing things like virtual showings to digital closings and following the most current health guidelines. Is your real estate agent MoveSafe certified? Find out today at HomeLight.com.
Feeling drained? Soak in your skin. Lather, rinse, refresh with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash that washes away germs and moisturizes skin to refresh you and your skin with every shower.
Try Drive Up at Target. Contactless delivery right to your car, designed for your day. Your moves. Your style. Your taste. So quick and easy. Just download the Target app today.
Local businesses are the heart and soul of our communities. They give thanks. They make a difference. They go the extra mile. They've always been there for us. It's time for us to return the favor, because where you shop matters. Visa, everywhere you want to be.
If you want to witness a new era in New England, if you want to see Seattle's best make it rain,
Come on.
see you Sunday night. Patriots, Seahawks on NBC.
Next summer, the games return for an Olympics unlike any other.
Football has returned. The new season is underway.
New champions.
Liverpool are back on their perch.
New hopes.
Title challengers, you better believe it. What a goal!
New stars.
On his right foot, Christian Pulisic. Absolutely brilliant by the American. Bruno Fernandes. The future is here.
All rise for Premier League on NBCSN.
They take a look at the men's high jump competition. Just wrapped up moments ago. Andrei Pritsenko equals his season's best with a clearance of 7.6.5 for the Ukrainian. He was not the favored nation's choice in this competition because Gianmarco Tambiri, the half-bearded one, won a world indoor title back in 2016 in Portland, Oregon, before he had a serious leg injury trying to match him. And missed it by just a shade as he bows out of the competition. That was an attempt at 7.725, so he only had 2 attempts there after missing at 2.30 meters. So Tambiri, yes, he does do that beard on purpose. Great to see him back in competition. And a reminder, we have one more stop on the Diamond League as we return to the site of last year's World Championships in Doha. Coverage begins September 25th at 12 p.m. Eastern. And the London Marathon, the only stop on the fall Abbott World Marathon Majors, will be a good one. Features both the world record holder on the men's and women's side. That'll come your way very early on the morning of Sunday, October 4th. Well, what a great competition. Absolutely no one in this historic Olympic stadium, but the athletes did what they always do. They came to compete and performed at their very best. And when it was all said and done, this man was the performer of the meet, with Mondo Duplantis setting a new outdoor world record, clearing